Welcome to a What the Hell Everything podcast for Monday. What's the date? April 19th, 2021. Coming up on the podcast, did Brother Levi have a stroke? It's time to stop wearing masks outside. Jeopardy is ruined forever. Bad National Park Yelp reviews, brand new 420 break, and extraordinaire, producer extraordinaire, Dave Runyan.
Thank you, man.
On the What the Hell Everything podcast.
Yeah. Thanks
What
for
the
having
hell
me.
everything? What the hell everything? And What the Hell Everything podcast. My name is Smitty. Dave Runyan, great friend and producer extraordinaire with Runyan Media. You're going to get rid of the media name? We actually talked about that in private. Is that anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, man. It's we've considered it, dropping the media part. I bought DaveRunyan.com, maybe switching over, but I've had people just recently, people I trust and love, say I should probably keep it because it's pretty well branded, and why give up something?
Isn't that a sad state of affairs?
Right?
When when the term media becomes such a negative connotation,
right? That's my concern.
It's not, because you have to worry about an image.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you have to worry about an image. If you have content that used to be okay but is not okay now, maybe you have to get rid of that content.
Yeah,
it's all about image.
Right, it is. In media, I mean, everybody, this is media. Everybody hates the media, but just having the name part of the business, I don't know. I almost changed it a few years ago and got talked out of it, and I got talked out of it again. We're going to keep it because it's well branded, and why give in? We do a good job, and we aren't a news corporation or anything like that.
That's
we're just
the thing. All it
making
takes
records.
Is just a little bit of looking into and researching. You'll be like, there's different ways to describe media.
Certainly, yeah. In newspapers media, it's not just all electronic broadcast or whatever.
Print is dead.
Print is dead.
Doesn't it seem like it?
Books I read on tablet. If I even get magazines, flying magazines. I'm a pilot, so and they kind of tend to just collect dust because I can go on the website and read it. So I really probably should cancel the paper side of those accounts.
Honestly, the only times I've bought a newspaper in the last specifically 5 years easily, the only time I bought magazines or newspapers is because I was moving. I need shit to pack with.
You needed packing paper.
Yeah. It sounds ridiculous. When I moved out of my shitty trailer in Sheboygan, I posted that on Facebook. Something to the effect of, I bought papers for the first time in forever to pack with, and the coupon ladies tore me apart. The coupon ladies.
You wasted all those beautiful coupons, man, right?
It was like I slapped someone they loved.
Oh my God!
That's how pissed off they got.
I could see it. Hey, that's important to some people, man. That's a part of their life. It's like war,
isn't it?
It is. They're battling each other for the best coupons. Coupon is kind of how I more or less look at coupons because I don't pay attention to any way of saving money. I just never have because I'm kind of a dumb shit that way.
I got eviscerated for a full comment thread when I finally just ended it with, ladies, I've never once, nor will I ever, give a fuck about coupons, and I will throw them away every single time.
Yeah. You should just do a podcast where you pile up a bunch of coupons and light them on fire. Just see what happens, right?
That would honestly...
I'd be here for that.
Really?
No, hell yeah. We could do it right now. We can set this table on fire right now.
I'm always thinking of ways to do Super Bowl halftime shows. I burnt my shitty dresser once. I had a bonfire and a Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture played.
Right.
And I had a shitty dresser. I just wanted to get rid of it and burn it in a bonfire.
Yeah.
And I put that as my Super Bowl halftime show. It's better than Maroon 5.
Oh yeah.
I
would say yes.
And if you just burnt a bunch of coupons,
I'd way rather see something on fire than Maroon 5, actually, personally.
So how you doing, man? Talk
doing
about,
good. Doing good.
The last, and you did mention you're a pilot, and, you're infamous, I would say, for searching for Bigfoot with your plane.
Yep.
Why would you sell your plane? You can't even search for Bigfoot anymore.
I know. Well, I live where he lives now, so I can just, hang out on the deck and we talk, You're laughing, but I'm serious. That's why you're laughing. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not. Everything you say, I take with a level of seriousness
Yes,
because I know
a level of seriousness.
Well,
that's good advice. Really.
I mean, I know you're a bullshitter, but I also know when you're serious, when you're bullshitting and serious. There's a difference. Does that make sense?
I don't know the difference, so you're smarter than me.
Well,
I mean, it's all the same shit to me.
mean,
But I'm not paying any attention to what I'm saying most of the time. You know.
What did you say?
What?
Yeah,
you heard me. But I don't know, man. I had to sell the airplane. I had a partner in it, and he needed to get out for one thing. And we're building the house and studio. And
man.
I mean,
what a house and studio it is.
That thing cost $10,000 sitting on the ground, even if I never flew it a year. For hangar
a
and
year?
A year. Hangar maintenance, yeah.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
How much do you spend on a hangar?
Hangars, our hangar was like a couple $100 a month, but annuals were a minimum of $3,000.
Wow.
And usually there was another $4,000 or $5,000 of shit that broke on it every year. And you don't want broken shit on your airplane.
No, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I had a couple scary things, and so I'm a fan of keeping everything kind of new and shiny and working on an airplane.
It's a good philosophy.
It's a good idea.
Have you ever? Because you've never crashed.
I've had some landings that almost qualify, when in the early days.
Really?
But that wasn't those. That was the college planes. That wasn't my plane. I bounced them around a little bit, but everybody does. That's what you're supposed to do.
Dude,
there.
I would never, ever, ever, ever trust myself enough to fucking fly. Ever.
I'd trust you. Flying's easy. I mean, learning all the legal crap, and you can say the wrong thing on the air, which you're familiar with. And get in trouble for it, stuff like that. But FCC is on you a little bit with some stuff. But
no,
FAA,
I don't know what you're talking about. That's
you have no idea what I'm talking about. No, especially when
No.
you're 3,000 feet and shit's getting weird. You got to start talking to somebody.
Yeah, honestly, I would never trust my math skills in that situation. Like, that stuff has to be so second nature.
It does.
I would never, ever, ever trust my
glide slope approaches,
calculators and shit.
Airspeed, flap angles. Yeah,
Nope.
Everything you do changes the math of what you were just thinking about, and the winds have their own mind. So it's all math. It's all algebra, basically.
It's one reason why I will never scuba dive, because that's similar. Mathematical.
It's a fluid.
Huh?
It's a fluid. So's the air. It's the same thing. Scuba diving and flying.
Well, no, but scuba diving is way different because I have that intrinsic in my soul panic about drowning.
Oh, well.
I can't be underwater for very long.
Yeah,
that would honestly, that terrifies me.
You ever snorkel or anything?
Yeah, but as soon as I get any water in the snorkel, I panic and I just jump out of the water.
You're not supposed to do that. That's not how they work.
Well, yeah, but it still gets in. People go
just
underwater.
Blow it. I know, I do. You just blow it out when you come up, and you're good to go.
Yeah, but it's in there.
You know what I mean? It is.
I don't like that idea.
Right. So you just feel like you're choking, claustrophobic, just knowing it's in there. Yeah.
It's honestly, it's that is like the worst nightmare for me, is just being out in the middle of the ocean with no what's that movie with that couple, and it's based on a true story.
Adrift?
No, it's based on a true story.
I think that was too.
Patreons, help us. What the fuck? Hang on, what is that? It's Open Water.
I
haven't
seen that.
Oh man, that is fucking terrifying. Based on a true story. And the only true part of it is that it was this couple that went out on a scuba diving trip in the Caribbean. They were on a cruise on vacation, and they got lost. They got left behind by this cruise company. Somehow they got fucking adrift, and they lost count, and fucking, I don't know.
Were they in a raft, or they just floating?
They were scuba diving.
Okay, so
they were underwater. When they came up, the boat was
They didn't
gone.
have a safety raft tied to them or anything like that?
And they just got picked off by sharks.
My God, man.
For like an hour and a half. That was fucking terrifying. 47 meters deep is another one where the shark cage crashes to the bottom of the ocean with those two chicks, Mandy Moore and whoever. And I'm just like, no fucking way, man.
No, I'd pass on that shit myself. I like snorkeling. We've been in the Bahamas and snorkeling, and it's only like 15 feet deep everywhere depending on the tide, and it's really, really very awesome.
You can drown in 4 feet of water, Dave.
I could drown in this with this bottle of Bang right there, probably. Just
but I love going
choke
swimming.
the shit out of myself.
I don't like it when I can't touch the bottom very often.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Wow, we used to just float down Torch Lake in the boat, and the kids and everybody just jump off in the middle of the lake and float and drift. And
I would do that, but I was always really scared of doing it. Because I tried to stay as close to the boat as I can.
Right.
Like if I
Well,
got freaked out, I tried to get close to the boat.
That's good advice.
It's weird, like the fears that we have. It's not like I didn't jump out of fucking planes with.
I know your history, so you're not afraid of flying.
It's not like I'm a pussy.
You jump out of airplanes. See, that's something I wouldn't do. Well, if I had to, I would. But you know, generally, I'd try to stay in it.
Even the most hardened anti skydiving person ever would jump out if they
You gotta. Yeah.
Do you have obviously have parachutes on your plane?
Never.
Right? Never.
No.
Why?
They're too heavy. They're too heavy.
Plus, do you have to have a slide door?
No.
You can't have a pop open door necessarily, right?
No. In the event of a crash in the small planes that I fly, you just open the door before you hit the ground in case it gets bent and can't be open. It's already open.
Oh,
I mean, that's just part of the crash.
But you didn't have parachutes on because they're too heavy?
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking essential
safety. I didn't take an extra jacket because it's too heavy.
Oh, my God, dude.
Every ounce on a small airplane is a certain amount of time flying. You're trading,
Boy, I'm glad I never went flying with you.
Right?
I would have just had
the two of us in a little airplane, man.
Just fat fuck total like body shape issues on that plane.
I have had guys 6'4". They're so tall that their feet are on my rudders, on the other side, and I'm trying to fly, and I'm wondering, geez, these things were working yesterday. They're freaked out and they're pushing on both the rudders, and I can't move either one. But you only need those basically when you're landing.
That doesn't really. The idea of crashing in a plane doesn't scare me.
No.
I don't like landing. I don't like the idea of all that weight coming back down to me. There's something about that. And I've had a sketchy landing before.
I've had a bunch of them.
I had a fishtail.
They were all my fault.
Fishtail landing.
Mm-hmm. On a commercial?
On an icy runway.
On a commercial jet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked.
I was like... And they're so long that the exaggerated mechanical advantage, the leverage is so weird. If you're front or the back, it swings you around pretty good.
I don't even know how exaggerated the fishtail was.
Doesn't have to be much to feel it.
It felt like a lot. It felt like a lot.
I guarantee the pilots weren't concerned for 2 seconds. Everything was completely under control and no worries.
Dude, I mean, you say that, and I believe you.
I hope. Let me put this way. I hope that's how they were approaching.
To anybody else, I don't care how many times you say it. Nobody's ever gonna like feel that sense of, oh, it's okay. This guy knows what he's doing. I'm gonna fucking die right now.
Since I became a pilot, flying commercial scared me more.
Really?
Because that's like
it's a way bigger plane. It's way more shit.
I mean, why doesn't everybody hit everybody else in these congested airspaces? I mean, air traffic control, they got it figured out. They're good at it. But there's a lot of iron in the air around like Atlanta or even Detroit and stuff like that. It's nutty.
You how many bands you got working on right now?
Oh, right now.
We talked about Crony. I had Sled Dog on the podcast.
I have their, hopefully, final mixes right here on my phone. Yep. And talking with AJ, been doing some final editing. Got a couple more edits to make tonight. And
that's a good band,
that should be ready. Oh, it's a fantastic band. I am so proud of this record. I just can't even, where we started and where we ended up. But we took our time because of the COVID thing, and because I'm so busy, I can't work on a band every day like I can when that's all I'm doing.
Well, your new studio, obviously, in your new house that you're building, and it's not going to be ready till the end of the year, probably.
Correct. But the studio won't be.
Your temporary studio, right? That you're working on right now.
Yeah, I've got a dining room where we're renting a house converted. I can mix there. The acoustics are crap, but I send it to people that have good rooms so they can hear and tell me, Runyan, you do this, do that. A couple of those guys, but I also the new place, the new control room. It's going to take a while to build. It's pretty sophisticated, so we're going to take a spare bedroom at the new place, make that a temporary mixing room until the main control room is ready.
Just knowing the now very limited knowledge that I have as far as just, setting up any sort of microphones and anything. You know how rudimentary I work here.
I've gotten phone calls from you.
Huh?
I've gotten phone calls from you.
Yeah.
This isn't working.
Yeah. So just knowing,
Yeah.
I just feel like that's so much work to put a studio
It
together.
is. And the system we're using, I'm already using, except for the console we're getting is brand new. But the routing, the outboard gear I use isn't going to change a whole lot. So I'm already kind of doing what I'm going to do there. It's just the acoustics are going to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They are designed by a couple of people that are way smarter than me, people that design studios for a living. The math has been done by, real mathematical geniuses. And so these rooms, there's 3 rooms, and each one has a different purpose. The control room's going to be perfectly flat, and the monitors, if you go on, Facebook and stuff, you'll see videos of the monitors being built. Are all designed for that room. It's all digitally controlled space, so I'll have like a 6-foot sphere around my head. So it's just a pretty big amount of give. Most studios, you don't have that kind of room. So somebody sitting next to me will actually be hearing the flat response, just like me on either side of me. So it's all been figured out, and we got a lot of building to do. I mean, the diffusers. We don't need too much absorption. The rooms are the right size and the right shape for a lot of that kind of thing. Don't have any real standing waves. Ones we do have are below our hearing range, so they're manageable. The live room's going to be basically a drum room. We're shooting to have the absolute best drum room north of Nashville is what we're really trying to do. It's going to be a room that, it's big, good-sized room, but it's we want it live. We don't want it as dead as my last drum room worked because it was really dead. And you can add reverb and do whatever you want because it was a smaller room. This room's big. We'll be able to capture the big open sounds of real drums. Can't wait.
So you didn't. I thought you had designed this whole thing yourselves.
I designed
a little bit of help.
I designed the building and the basic shapes and size of the rooms. But the fine tuning, like all the diffusion, the things that have to be built, the bass traps, I didn't do that math. That's the math I'm talking about was done by other people. So that all the sound is managed within the rooms that we designed.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah. No, I did design the studio itself, but the fine details, all of the routing, all of the wiring, I figured all that out. I've done all that. I still got a bunch to do in the control room, but everything's where it has to be. Obviously, before it gets covered up with drywall and wood and everything else underneath it. So
you going next level. Going next level with the recording side of it. Also, do you want to talk about? It's not a secret. You tell me if it's a secret. Like the live streaming capabilities that you're going to have, and that you're going to take advantage of.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have a whole little lounge in the lower room, and we'll be able to stream bands from there. We got right now we have a really good cable connection available, but there's going to be fiber running out there in less than a year, so we'll be able to broadcast multi-camera shows in real time. Is the idea? Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, I had Dwan Jordan.
Yeah, I know Dwan.
You know Dwan?
I love DJ.
Good dude, man. That dude, I've known him for a bit now. I think I met him at I actually brought up on the podcast the NMRA award shows that I met you at.
Yeah, that's where I met you.
But we were talking about live streaming.
We were all surprised to be there.
I know.
What? Why are we here?
Dude, honestly.
They're honoring us, and we go, I didn't know that.
No, I had no clue. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
I know, just as well.
No, there was an award show for local music in Northern Michigan. Frankie Schweitzer put it on from the band Becoming Human, and honored us for helping local bands. And I'd had segments for years, and you had worked with local bands for years, obviously. That totally unexpected. I had no idea. But that's what I got. You can see that microphone.
Yeah, I got a microphone trophy too. Yeah, that'll be sitting right in the middle of the new console.
Yeah, but man, that's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and speaking of Frankie Schweitzer, I was ready to retire when I met that fucking guy. I love him with all my heart, but I was ready to I'm an old man. I was ready to go. Let's sell the studio. And how old am I?
Yeah,
I'm 57.
Oh, wow, I didn't know you were that old.
Right?
I thought you were in your
you don't want me to come over anymore
I thought you were in your younger 50s.
No. I'm a 50-year-old man with a back of a 95-year-old.
I bet
basically.
it feels like it, huh?
Oh my, it does right now. It does right now. Every time I'm getting beat up a little bit, but it's all good. So that was when I first started working Becoming Human. And that prevented me from retiring. And then all of a sudden I fell in love with, making music again, especially with other people and helping them get their ideas out to the other people, out to the world. It's actually, it's frustrating and fun and rewarding and frustrating.
I don't know, man. I just think it's any way
it's difficult.
Any way you can work with your own creativity.
Yeah.
And get some sort of end product where you're like, oh, fuck yeah, I did that. That's automatically going to be self-fulfilling.
And it's not up to me. I mean, I've never had a record sound 100% like I want it to sound because there's 5 or 6 other people. Sometimes there's a record company. Sometimes there's a producer. Sometimes there's a guy in the band that is paying for everything, and he might not be the smartest guy in the band. So it's like there's all this shit that goes into a project that most people don't ever think about. So a really good band can put out a really crappy project for logistical reasons, and vice versa. A band that sucks, everything lines up, and somebody's a good editor can have just a crazy great sounding record.
Yeah, that takes talent.
Wow. Talent and shortcuts and years of experience fixing shit.
Whatever works, man.
Right. I was in on the ground floor of a lot of the software that's out there now. I mean, I've been around a while and been through all the developments, been on some of the beta testing teams for some of the stuff that's out there. And it's a miracle what can be done with just a laptop. Or I've heard recordings that blew my mind done on phones. It's
dude,
like
you've done them
crazy.
For me before.
Yeah, a couple times.
We did those live shows at Union Street.
Yeah.
You did those. Those sounded fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I was recording video from my phone, and I was just like, holy shit, whatever year it was, I'm like, this is the future.
I know,
because we're doing all this shit on our phones.
I saw the picture of us holding up your phone, me holding up the iPad or whatever I was using to control everything that night at Union Street. That was fun, man. I missed doing that.
I do not. Dude, I want to move on. I thought Levi was having a fucking stroke yesterday.
I think that every time I talk with Levi. What's up?
That's because he's slow.
I didn't say that.
But I went upstairs. I was down here in the Smithhole basement and went upstairs, had to take a piss, and I walked past Levi, who was sitting in the living room off to my left. And I said something I can't remember, but he goes, yeah. And he had his hand like this. He was all like, I'm like,
that's concerning.
And I went in the bathroom and I'm peeing and I'm like, thinking in my head, I'm like, I feel like, is he having a stroke? And I was kind of getting worried because I just had Bell's palsy a year ago.
I remember.
Like, maybe there's something with our fucking strokey brains, like COVID now or something.
Maybe the water's fucked up here.
He got his vaccine and he had a fucking stroke. Simon, that in my head while I'm taking a piss. All this stuff's going on. I'm like, I have to check now. And I go back out there and he's still like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was he's working out all the time, and he works carrying furniture all the time.
Yeah.
So he had his back massager. He was sitting there like just vibing on the back massager. But I was so terrified that the guy was having a fucking stroke.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like a cat rubbing up against a post.
What?
It's like a cat rubbing up against one of their posts, man. Yeah,
I did that.
He's having a good time.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I think I had a misplaced rib. And
that hurts.
Sliding on a tennis ball and working it in like that. God damn. But Levi goes, you look like Baloo the bear up against the wall.
Did you ever break a rib?
No.
I have, man.
No,
and that hurt for years. I mean, literally, if I think about it right now, it starts hurting again. Yeah, ribs they take a while.
I have been wondering, and I hate, where's the fucking wood?
That's
I don't know why I've been wondering lately. I have avoided really catastrophic injuries for a really long time. I was like, I wonder what the next one's going to be. And I'd be like, wait, what the fuck?
No, that's good, man. That's good.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. I fell in my driveway. It's embarrassing, but I did about a month ago. I got a concussion.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about that.
And I didn't even know till the next day. Moni goes, "What happened to your face?" It's all road rash. I landed on my face on the driveway, and I went in the house. She's mad. She's mad at me because I got angry. Well, I just fucking fell. I'm probably not gonna be the nicest guy in the world right now, but she didn't know how hard I hit at all. I got in the house. I sat down at the console. I started feeling really dizzy, so I wanted to get up and go to bed. I got up. I fell over. Landed on my keyboards, knocked them down, got across the room. They hit the subwoofer. I got expensive guitars out. I've got all kinds of shit right there, you know.
Yeah.
And luckily nothing got broken. I got a scratch on the Nord. About it.
Man.
But yeah, I went down and I went to the doctor a few days later, and it's might want to stop getting concussions because I think this is like number 5 or 6. He goes, you're looking at problems down the road, and
dude,
I can already tell I've been hitting the head a few times. I mean, obviously you can
5
tell
or 6.
Easy 5 or 6.
I was having this debate with Tim Logan on the show a few months ago or whatever. How many do you think you said? 5 or 6?
Yeah.
I bet 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I bet I've had 5 or 6 fucking concussions, dude.
Yep.
Boxed before.
Yep.
So I know I got my bell rung. I've gotten fights. I've got kicked in the head.
Yep.
Got knocked out. I've fallen on giant rocks and fucking cracked my skull open.
Yep.
Dude, I've done so many stupid things resulting in knocking myself out or seeing fucking stars.
Yeah. I've been in fights. I've fallen off of several roofs. I've the worst one was I was up on a ladder painting. I have. I was a builder back in my 20s.
Yeah, I know. I built a lot too, but I never fell off a fucking roof.
Was no. Hey, I had one of the bosses of the company is knocked me off of 2 of them. We're setting trusses.
Yeah,
wasn't even a roof yet. I guess I got knocked off a wall, and he's yanking on it. Hey, wait a minute. It's not moving for a reason. Let's find what it's hanging up on. He pulled so hard he ripped a gusset loose on a truss, and I'm holding on to it. It's like Bugs Bunny crap, man. Then all of a sudden I'm standing on the wall. All of a sudden I'm 3 feet away from the wall. I could just go right straight down. It's about 15, 16 feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and there's footings with re-rods sticking out all over the place, and I missed them all, but I did ring my bell. I was painting, fell off a 6-foot ladder, and when I woke up, the paintbrush was dry. That was at the old studio.
Woo!
Yeah, so I called Monique. My wife, I go, hey, I'm alive and conscious. And she goes, well, what the hell happened? I told her. And I don't know how long it takes for a paintbrush to dry, but I was out for half hour.
Oh, dude, that's easy. I'd say it's an hour.
Yeah, hour.
That's it.
And I was still tangled up in the ladder. And then I'm all disoriented. I'm looking around the room. I didn't really know what I was doing or where I was for a little while.
Did you go to the doctor?
Oh, no.
Dude,
would you?
Way. No,
would you?
I'm the same fucking stupid way.
I'm alive. The bleeding's controlled. That kind of shit.
I didn't go to the doctor when I had Bell's palsy, for Christ's sake.
Right?
It's just like I had so many people ask me. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't have insurance, and I'm not spending money on a fucking brain CAT scan.
Right?
Yeah. I hope it's okay.
Well, I've had a few of those, so at least we know I'm not too damaged by it. But
man.
Yeah. Because for other reasons, I have to have those.
It explains so much, and it does. I have a history of brain injuries my whole life, including as a baby, and man, that's fucking funny.
It is. It's. I guess maybe by the time you're our age, my age, whatever, it
explains a lot.
Yeah, I think that's why we get the way we are. Is our brains have been fucked up a few times.
Hey, look, I'm happy with the way we are.
Right? Hey, man, I'm doing all right. I got no worries, no complaints.
I saw this headline, and it's hilarious. It's time for us to stop wearing masks outside. You don't say.
You think?
You don't say.
You think?
It's like yesterday. Look, I don't even mean this to be a debate about wearing masks. It's not why I'm bringing it up. I mean, every time I see somebody driving in their car with a mask on, it's fucking hilarious. I understand that you might forget.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, but it's still,
I hate them so much. I'm not forgetting. That fucker's off before I get to my car.
I have almost started to pull out of my parking spot before with the mask on, and that's as far as I've gotten. I usually take it off as soon as, I usually put it down past my nose as soon as I'm out of the fucking grocery store. The people that think we should be perfectly okay wearing masks. I don't understand that at all. Like, it's supposed to have this sacrificial feeling to it. It's supposed to be a sacrifice for the greater good.
Right.
Right? Wearing fucking masks everywhere and standing 6 feet apart. That it loses the sacrificial aspect if you just want it to be normal all the fucking time.
And just the care people take of their masks. I mean, I've seen people rip them off the floor of their car, put them on their face. You know,
they're dirty.
It's nasty as shit. I mean, at that point, you're not doing anybody any favors by keeping that rag around.
I can't even believe the people that wear them outside.
Yeah,
I get it. If
I see people jogging with masks on.
I get it if you're in line.
Yeah,
if you're in a crowd of people for whatever reason.
And if you're compromised, maybe somebody has autoimmune system.
It makes sense.
I'm not going to criticize somebody for it, but it is in a car by yourself. You're probably okay.
All your own germs are all over the fucking thing.
Outside, anywhere. I mean, the research is there, so it's not necessarily what's being pushed, but it's there. It's easy to find. You're outside, you're okay.
Yeah, the idea that people just wear outside. Walking around. I've seen people on hikes wearing them. I feel like I have to go extra around because I'm not wearing a mask. Well, it's fucking weird and awkward, and I feel like they hate me.
I don't care if they fucking hate me.
I don't either.
But here's the thing: is I think there's people that it's virtue signaling to some. I'm concerned. I'm this. I'm that.
There's that.
There's some of that. I don't think that's widespread.
There's
some of that.
I mean, there's. When we say
and then there's
pretentiousness, there's a good level of it.
If I wear mask or I'm a gator guy, which does absolutely nothing like most of the masks. I wear it so somebody else isn't freaked out by my presence. Outside, if I'm walking and somebody's coming at me and I have the gator on and they have a mask on, I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
So. There's a respect thing for people that might really be having a hard time and afraid of shit.
Sure.
And then there's the douchebags that, will always be doing something like that.
They're just trying to up their mask.
Right,
game
exactly,
more than
exactly. Yeah. I'm going to wear it in my car, man. That's how much I care.
It's like proving how patriotic you are.
Right, exactly. How do you do that, How do you prove how patriotic you are? Depends on who you're talking to, right?
Well,
I mean, you're ex-military. I would take... No, you're not even ex-military. You're still special forces under secret agent shit.
I'm very, but I hate to talk about my lack of faith because I hate the idea of pissing people off, but sometimes there's no way around it.
Right.
I consider,
you're in the pissing people off business. What are you talking about?
No, here's the thing. I don't think that's the case. But it's a byproduct.
Okay, it's just a byproduct.
It is. I don't want to piss anybody off.
No, thanks for explaining.
I don't want to piss anybody off. But I call the God and Country crowd, whose flag is bigger, country music, I have a real problem with that because I am not a believer. And I 100% think religion is damaging humanity. You know what I mean?
I have a unique perspective on that, and I agree with you. Because I used to be, into that. And
I know. And what's funny is I was thinking about this before you got here today. I've been proselytized to a bunch lately. And it's right before I left the radio station. I was having a bad week. I knew I was going to quit, and I was just having a bad week, a bad day. Levi was having a bad day too. And I was about 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm sitting in the living room. Levi's in the bedroom. Knock at the front door. And I was just like, oh, it's UPS or something, whatever. And I opened it up, and there's these two people, clearly from the get-go, I knew they were Bible salesmen. They were whatever church in Traverse City. And they go, hey, such and such and such. And I'm like, and I just go, I was at the end of literally the end of my wit's end about everything.
You were done.
Just done. And I go, sorry, not today. And just shut the fucking door in their faces. I've never been that rude to proselytizer. I'm usually, because I have friends that are believers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to take a shit on anybody's
some
beliefs.
of my best friends, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've never been that rude to. It's always last time I had Mormons or whoever the fuck. I think it was Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses that stopped by, and I was outside smoking, And they came, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, no, I'm not interested. But, dude, I'm watching Sonic Highways and the documentary. If you guys want to check this out, it's fucking, I was trying to get him into, convert him to rock and roll.
Yeah,
that was my angle.
Give him some Dave Grohl, man.
Yeah, didn't work. They didn't come in. Did you have to proselytize? How often? Because you were a preacher.
I was.
I don't know why that's funny.
It is because it's fucking funny. It's hilarious. I look back and it's hilarious. They got my daughters and they've forgiven me for that, you know?
Yeah.
Their life was a little weird growing up. Well, they grew up with me. It was going to be weird. You know, I've done so many different things in my life. I've gone down so many. I've always been trying to find truth. That's the common denominator. And I've gone down a few rabbit holes. I'll follow something until I find out it's not true, you know?
Yeah.
And right now, I'm at the point that I'm cool with me. I'm cool with you. I'm cool with everybody. Whatever they want to do. It's like, you know, people say, as long as it doesn't bother me, I don't care what you do. I says, man, you can even bother me a little bit. I don't care. That's still fine.
Yeah.
You know, I can take it. And maybe I'm going to learn something I don't already know, talking to people that believe things, and I have.
Yeah, I try not to. I try not to bring it up. Sometimes there's just really no way around it because and in this day and age, it's super easy to just be like, say something, piss people off, and just all of a sudden, fucking atheist.
Right. Well, I think personally, people get pissed off too easy, and more so than ever right now.
Oh my God.
So it's like you can't win no matter who you are, who you're talking to all the time, or even half the time, maybe even now. The odds are you're going to piss somebody off just by taking a breath.
That's the whole. When I say that I 100%, I don't mean this. I'm not just saying this. I feel so liberated, just the very idea that I don't have to worry about pissing anybody off at this point. I'm completely on my own.
Well, you're independent, man. Now you can do whatever you want.
I 100% believe that, you know?
Yeah.
Feels good.
Well, that's, you know, why I do what I do. I've been self-employed most of my life. But that means people don't understand. If you work for a company, they have 5 employees, you have one person to answer to. But back when I was building houses, I'd have 5 different bosses as somebody in charge of something.
Yeah.
Or, you know, now if I'm working on 2 or 3 records, it's how many people are in each one of those bands and their girlfriends, and, you know, and their wives. And sometimes, you know, my dog doesn't like this kick drum sound, you know, or whatever. I'm like, well,
shut the fuck up. That's never happened.
Yeah. A dog? No, but it's gonna.
Oh, dude, honestly,
I was
shocked that it didn't when you said it.
My dog's not wagging his tail when these drums are playing, so you got to change. It gets weird like that, but I don't have too many people anymore. I mean, I've gotten to where people know what one of my projects is gonna sound like, so I don't have a whole lot of that kind of crap anymore. But everybody has an idea what they sound like, what they want it to sound like. But when they hire me, I'm assuming they want me to take all their ideas and get a cohesive thought that's equally represented, plus the levels and hopefully the quality that somebody's going to pay money for. You know?
Yeah, there's a job.
I have a job.
There's a reason that people want you.
Yeah.
To do what you do for them.
I hope that continues, especially once I get done with this monster studio. You know, I got people waiting, which is cool. I've got a lot of stuff that I personally want to produce in my life with my own songs and ideas, and we're gonna be doing video out of there. Like I said, we'll be able to do the streaming, so it's gonna be a full service thing. We've got good video editors, you know, interested on my phone, and you know them as well as I do. Dude, probably you're
doing it right, man. Yeah. It's innovation. You gotta work. You gotta innovate. You know.
Yeah. Keep moving. Gotta keep moving.
Now that the sign's on, we can continue with the podcast.
It's gonna be such a much better show now.
Oh my God.
I might even get more smart.
More smart.
More smart. Yeah.
You sound so smart every time I talk to you.
Oh.
Here's the thing.
You need to talk to a lot more people.
Regardless of how you sound, it's like me. I know I'm smart.
Oh, I know you're smart.
I might not sound smart.
Yeah,
you're the same.
If I ever think you're not smart, you'll remind me.
How many national parks have you been to, if any?
9 or 10 probably throughout my life.
Never been to any. I missed Yellowstone because I skirted it and I took the wrong direction.
You've been to the dunes,
huh?
You've been to the dunes.
Oh, is that a national park?
Yeah.
Oh, then I have been to a national
Sleepy
park.
Bear National Park.
No, my plan is after the 5-year plan is complete, after I do my year-long hiking.
Love your 5-year plan.
Yeah. I moved to Montana, but I'm also going to do my best to visit all the national parks.
I think that's good idea. They're beautiful. They're there for us.
I can't imagine leaving Yelp reviews though.
No.
On these things.
No.
These are actual reviews, bad Yelp reviews from national parks that were turned into tourism posters, essentially. Okay,
Really?
for these specific national parks. So first up is Yosemite National Park. Trees block the view, and there are too many gray rocks.
Oh my God! Really? That's serious? Somebody did
real,
that?
real Yelp review at Yosemite National Park.
You know what's interesting? Is I know somebody that think that says Yosemite. I do.
Do you really?
I'm not gonna bust any balls here, but yeah, I know somebody that.
Do you correct them? Or
I did after a while. First of all,
there's such a thing with letting it go for a while for comedy's sake.
Well, who it is? No, I didn't correct them.
Oh. Oh, do I know who it is?
No.
Oh.
No.
I thought it was me for a second.
No, you're thinking, God, did I ever say
Yosemite.
that? Yosemite, yeah. Yeah.
Sequoia National Park.
Sequoia.
There are bugs, and they will bite you on the face. From Joshua Tree National Park, I think there's like 12 or 13 of these. The only thing to do here is walk around the desert. Grand Canyon National Park.
Oh, I've been there.
A hole.
Yeah.
A very,
you know what?
large hole.
I relate to that comment with that one.
You weren't impressed by it?
Monique, yeah. We got married in Sedona, so we drove up through Flagstaff. We went up there, and I got out of the car. I walked up to the edge, and I looked out, and it's like, okay.
That's it?
I mean, seriously, that was my reaction.
Really?
It's a hole, and there's like another state on the other side over there somewhere. And all the time I'm thinking, I wish I had a really fast, small airplane. I'd fly 10 feet off that river,
honestly,
get killed probably.
What's going to be in my head now, whenever I go to the Grand Canyon, is going to be I'll be moved. I'll be like, oh, this is the most majestic thing I've ever. I'll be in tears, and I'll be hitting back of my head. I'm like, Runyan said, "Fuck this place,
fuck this hole." I did, and we walked over to the bar that's there, the cabin, and then I fell in love with the place at that point.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Arches National Park. Where is that?
Is that Idaho?
Maybe.
Arches is no. I'm showing my ignorance right now.
Looks nothing like the license plate. Next up, Saguaro National Park.
Utah. I think it's Utah.
Okay, if you like cactus. There you go.
Right.
Next, Grand Teton National Park. I did go through there and skirt that a little bit when I went to Jackson Hole after I got lost.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? You made a wrong turn, went long ways.
Dude, GPS took me the wrong way.
Piece of shit.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It took me to a ranch.
Was it a TomTom?
I was supposed to be going to... No, it was my fucking iPhone.
Oh, wow.
I was supposed to be going to Yellowstone National Park. It took me to the southwest side, but the entrance was not the entrance.
No.
It said you are at fucking Yellowstone National Park, but I was at a ranch like in fucking Yellowstone, the show.
Yeah.
Grand Teton National Park.
Oh, that's awesome.
All I saw was a lake, mountains, and some trees.
Oh, poor thing.
Next, Zion National Park. I'm not sure where that is. Scenery is distant and impersonal. That's how Dave thinks about the fucking Grand Canyon.
And that was my limitation to comprehend it, honestly. I'm not blaming the Grand Canyon, obviously, but, it's not his fault or its fault. It's just there. I'm hard to impress.
Is that Tennessee, Great Smoky Mountains National Park?
I think so.
Okay. Nothing specific to do.
Yeah, I've driven the Blue Ridge line
have.
there. It's really cool.
Very
cool drive.
I've never. Yeah, there's so many places I have been, but there's also. I feel like I'm very limited. I'm trying to see more things.
Right.
For sure.
That's
Next,
good.
Is this the last one? No, a couple more. Olympic National Park. No wow factor.
No wow factors. Wow.
Two more. Capitol Reef National Park. Somewhat
bland. What are they expecting?
And then Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah.
Or Death Valley, excuse me. Ugliest place I've ever seen. And finally, Yellowstone. Save yourself some money. Boil some water at home.
I haven't been there. I got to get there before it blows up.
Yelp assholes. I don't understand the need to.
Who has time to do shit like that, anyways? You know,
dude. I know people that as soon as they have like one like thing happen, it's like, this is the worst fucking place I've ever been in my whole life, and nobody's ever come here, and everybody that goes there should fucking die every time. Every time somebody has like some little thing,
right?
Yeah,
like I had to ask for my straw.
Huh?
Then the restaurant reviews, you know, some of that shit. Boil some water at home. Yeah, man, the Grand Canyon, I wish it blew me away more than it should have. It was my limitation, not the canyons. And Monique, every once in a while, will look at me like, well, you've seen her do it. Like, are you fucking serious? It's like, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, there probably is something really wrong with me.
Well, you know,
Straits of Mackinac.
The fucking thing is, every time
impressive.
somebody says, "Is there something wrong with you?" and it's the same thing they'll say to me. Yeah, I got fucking brain damage.
Yeah, right. We got concussions.
Yeah. All you got to say is, "Look, do I try?
Right.
Do I try to be better? Do I try to be good?" That's all you got to say.
Yeah, I don't always try that hard, but you know,
sure you do.
I think you do. General direction.
Yeah.
Try to do better. Like I say, man, Straits of Mackinac at sunset, you know, but at about 2,000 feet above the water in a small plane is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I've got a couple of pictures I've taken of that. And so the Grand Canyon, I think it's just too big for me to understand standing on the edge of it. If I was flying over it, I'd probably have a different perspective.
You're not as limited in your imagination as that.
5 concussions.
Wow.
No, I'm not.
How many of those are proven to be concussions by the doctor?
5. Yeah, like brain swelled up, vision screwed up, and parts not working and shit for a while. Yeah, this last one rung my bell good. I mean, I couldn't remember anything for a day. My vision, I couldn't line my eyes up and shit.
Was it going fucking?
It was. I mean, I think they looked okay, but I couldn't pay attention to both of them at the same time.
Whoa!
So it was just weird. And I got these progressive glasses, which on any given moment you're looking at something weird. You know, it's just
What makes them liberal glasses? No,
wait,
progressive.
Right? Yeah, there's my leftist glasses. Never thought of that. Gotta get rid of these fucking things. But, yeah.
I want progressive glasses.
I want to be able to see the future.
Yeah, I hate the term if somebody ever calls me, because I don't know if I'm liberal. Like, I lean liberal. I know I lean liberal with a lot of my shit, but I also know I lean conservative on a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
You're a well-balanced guy.
I feel like I'm a well-balanced guy.
I'd agree with that. That's why we're friends.
Is that why?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know why, but that's a good question. Why aren't we friends? Let's not think too hard about this.
Let's talk about the biggest no-brainer study. But it's also, could have seen it coming from a mile away. Americans overwhelmingly say that marijuana should be legal for recreational or medical use.
Yes.
I want to say it's like 70%. 70% across the board. Once you get to a certain age, though, like 75 and older, then it's like 20% of people.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. At some point, it's going to be, obviously not so many people are opposed to it. Right. At some point. When the fuck is that going to be? When there's so many people that are still so close-minded and think you are just a giant fucking stoner.
I really can't believe that when Barack Obama was in, he didn't take the federal, at least decriminalize it at the very least.
It had to be. We might have even talked about this when we were hanging a couple weeks ago, that it was the stupidest fucking thing that Trump could have ever done is not legalize marijuana.
Any of them.
Right before he left office, he would have said, "Peace out, bitches, this is legal," and he would have won in a fucking landslide.
Yeah, well, the thing is all of these cats could do it. Biden could do it right now. I mean, Congress literally can do it.
Yeah. But just old turds.
You know what? They do a lot of They do a lot of shit that 70% of America doesn't want them to do every day.
Yeah.
So with this kind of an easy no-brainer, I don't get it. Well, it's got to be money somewhere, you know, and we can imagine where money is.
When are people finally going to, as a collective, like, how far do you think we really are away from when people as a collective finally say, fuck all of these fucking politicians that have been in charge for however many years. Like, I was looking it up, like
40, 50 years, some of them.
Debbie Stabenow, I think I just happened to see her on wherever, and I was just curious. And it's nothing against her as a politician, whatever. I don't know her as a person. I don't really know her policies. I know she's been in office for like 20 fucking years.
Right.
And I know she makes $187,000 a year.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
I don't understand. Like, how close do you think we are away from finally being like Democrats and Republicans? You are all fucked.
I'm there.
Oh, we are.
I mean, yeah, anybody paying attention, man. Now, I'm going to say there's good people on both sides, in the middle, and everywhere, but they are so overwhelmingly outnumbered by the machine that, I don't know. The people in this country are way more interested in fighting each other than what the real problem is. And I'm pretty sure that's been set up to be the case.
Oh, I'm sure a lot
it's just
of it is by design.
Yeah, just keep us arguing with each other, and time will just keep going by, and the machine can keep being the machine.
So you gotta keep talking, man. Gotta keep having conversations.
Stuff like this, yeah. And a lot of the bands I work with, they have things to say. I mean, that's always been the case with music, and I'm not sure how effective it's ever been, but
it's
maybe
not anymore.
I don't think there's too much noise.
There's not. It's getting people to hear an opinion and really listen to an opinion that you don't agree with, and considering a different opinion is just, I don't know if it's lost, if we've lost that ability to critical think as a general population.
They certainly aren't teaching it in schools, critical thinking. I've never learned anything from somebody I agree with, personally. I mean, that's how I look at my life. If I agree with somebody, we already know the same shit. So I'm very interested in talking and listening to people that think different than me. And I do learn stuff, and it does affect how I look at things later. So long as people can talk, have different ideas and still talk, but it seems like the machine is just not wanting us to be able to come to that union to where we can have different ideas and discuss them. They just rather have you hate somebody because they think something different than you on a certain day.
And that's the thing, it's from whatever side you're on, it's Republican bad, Democrat bad, fucking and that's really,
and picking a side's the first wrong thing to do, in my opinion, on anything. I lean this way, I lean that way, whatever. People ask me what I am politically. Generally, I just say libertarian, because I want the government out of my face. I want people to be able to do what they do as long as they're not hurting somebody else. And I want fiscal responsibility. I mean, which is basically kind of that thought. But there's also some other shit in there. There's a bunch of weirdos, and so it's not something I would say I absolutely am. But you take the best of both of the left and the right, and probably can work. People can work with that. It's how it's been done in the past.
I just wish
but
people
right now,
wouldn't cling on to the same beliefs that you've had for
it's their identity.
200 years.
It's who they are. It's their identity. They're scared to be something other than what they've always been.
Like, what is wrong with looking at countries that have tried democratic socialism?
Right.
You know what I mean? Nordic countries or whoever, you name it, that are thriving and have the happiest populations of people. Like, what is wrong with looking at those? And I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general.
Right.
Looking at new and better ways to do it. It's like, yeah, we got this great template of a document in the Constitution. It was a great template that started out, but it fucked a lot of people over from the beginning, so it had to be changed a bunch of times.
And that's what the amendments are. And I think they're all good.
Yeah.
And I don't agree that they're all negotiable, like has been brought up lately. I mean,
I don't.
Why say something and have it? Oh, it can mean both things. I mean, that's just not sensible.
I think there are some things that are intrinsically like they just have to be in there. Free speech, freedom of press, freedom of speech,
and all of that has been infringed upon. Because if you say something that somebody doesn't want you to say, they can cancel you. They can take your account away without any. And it's a private platform, so I understand the legality of that, and I don't necessarily disagree with that because it's theirs.
I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is I don't know.
Right. Well, I'm sure I don't either. But I've been around a long time, and I've seen this machine running. I was raised in an interesting situation. I was taught to not believe anything, that the government says. Not my dad, who was crazy shyster lunatic, so maybe my dad was I should write a book, but I was a young kid, man. He said, just whenever you're in a room, don't assume that whoever's in charge of that room is smarter than you.
That's something.
That just stuck in my mind. It doesn't mean I walk in a room thinking I'm the smartest person, but it means that asshole might not be, you know? So it changed my perspective at a very young age.
That took me a long time to get to that perspective.
I was like 5.
Oh, man.
My dad made sure I got that.
I bet it's in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I've really realized this motherfucker is not any smarter than me.
No.
I'm just as, you know what I mean? And I don't know why it took so long.
No.
There's a lot of there's a lot of insecurities buried in this fucking
we all have
body.
we all have those. I certainly do.
Yeah. Which means it's a great fucking time for your 420 break.
Should I be getting paid for this, boys? Water bomb's so smooth, you don't realize how high you're getting. Till it's too late. I am fucked up out here.
I have a question. When are people gonna get over the word fuck? Not get over like stop saying it. Get over it like you don't like me saying fuck? Fucking get over it. And here's the thing. Almost 100% of the people that say they don't approve of the word fuck are usually the first ones to pull you aside to tell you a dirty joke or some other witty anecdote, usually featuring the word fuck, you know, just to prove that they too love to fucking say fuck. Seem a tad self-righteous? Every time I see friends post something that says fuck, but they have to include the obligatory, sorry for the vulgarity, guys, but this post is just too funny. Or they basically type out the whole word but put an asterisk in place of the C, and that all of a sudden makes it more appropriate. Just say fuck and shut the fuck up. For me and many more people, it's an all-purpose word that serves as a bridge between thoughts and words instead of, See? That sounds stupid. I express my thoughts better when I'm allowed to say fuck. Not like I want or even think it'll ever be normal. It'd be nice. But newsflash, if bad words all of a sudden become not bad words, they'll probably lose their impact anyway. Who the fuck am I kidding? Most people I hang out with when we have a conversation literally never get tired of saying fuck. Why? Because it's fucking liberating. I can tell you right now as I'm reading these words, the word fuck just makes me feel better. I don't know what to tell you. I grew up with gangster rap, heavy metal, George Carlin, and Eddie Murphy. Speaking of George Carlin, we're almost 50 years removed from the mandatory album Class Clown and the infamous The 7 Words You Can Never Say on Television. 50 years. 5-0. I just listened to that before typing this thing up, and it's still just as fresh, relevant, and needed as it ever has been. We're supposed to move forward and get better and more tolerant, but no. Now we're going backwards. Seriously, we were getting better for a minute. There was a big deal about Sipowicz's ass on NYPD Blue for a second, but otherwise, getting more tolerant. Then Janet Jackson showed her tit at the Super Bowl, and all the professional Christians shut that shit down. Like, if somebody is otherwise a good person, contributes to charities, helps old ladies cross the street, but says fuck, then what? Does that make them not a good person? Are you really that offended? Aw, sad face. Shut the fuck up. And speaking of self-righteous, when the fuck did Facebook turn into the arbiters of morality? Sounds like a Metallica song. Arbiters of morality. Oh shit, they're banning me. Like, seriously, Facebook has a problem with the title of this podcast being What the Hell Everything. Again, shut the fuck up. That's your 420 break. Now you feel normal.
You're really good at this.
Getting better, you know.
You're real comfortable. You're way more comfortable than the first time, you know, that we got together. It was like 3 years ago now.
Well, that's, you know, the realization of, like, how I was going to do this podcast, because I think I was telling you, it was like, I would always be really fucking nervous and self-conscious if I was down here doing anything podcast related or create that was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have anybody to jive off of, you know.
Right.
Now you're here, obviously we're jiving off each other, but just realizing that I can do a show down here the same way I was doing it on the radio, but better.
Yeah.
You know.
You have complete control.
Complete control.
Yeah.
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 And just realizing that fuck it. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I've never felt so comfortable. I've never felt so fucking motivated to do all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's yours. I mean, that changes everything. When it's yours.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
It's pretty fun, man.
It can all be your fault, too, though.
It will be.
It goes that way.
Lots of times.
Right on.
I think that's it, man.
Cool.
That's it for the podcast today.
Awesome,
the What the Hell
man.
Everything podcast. If
Right
you want to
on.
be Patreon on the Patreon page, we'll include the links on the description. Do have the crowdfunding set up for Smitty's 5-year plan. If you don't know what that is, the link is included as well. And of course, subscribe, like. Love for you to join us on the podcast. Mr. Dave Runyan, we'll do it again.
Thank you, Smitty. Thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Pretty rad. Thank you.
Right.
What the hell, everything? What the hell, everything?